One. Hi, everybody. I'm your host, Kyle Ellicott. Today, I am joined by one of the outstanding founders and companies from the Stacks Accelerator, who's been building on Stacks and Bitcoin. So much to talk about in the decentralized finance space and what she and her team have built. But before we get started, as we've talked about before, if you're looking to learn more about Stacks, check out the comments below for the link. Stacks Accelerator, stacks.ac, also included down in the comments as well. But without further ado, let me introduce the founder and CEO, Chiente of Alex. Welcome. A little intro and background on yourself, please.
Sure. Thank you, Kyle. I'm just really happy to be here. So my name is Chiente Hsu. I'm CEO and co-founder of Alex. I was born in Taiwan. My parents came from mainland China, and I grew up in Austria, where I got my Ph.D. and also obtained my tenure track professorship. And after I left academia, I joined investment banking, Wall Street. So I was first at Credit Suisse. I was the global head of alpha strategies. What it means is quantitative strategies across different asset classes. And then, 12 years after Credit Suisse, I took a break. I wrote a book titled Rule-Based Investing because I wanted to share my passion with the world. And then I joined Morgan Stanley, a similar role as Credit Suisse. I was head of quantitative investment research. 2 weeks before New York lockdown, I decided to quit. The reason is that I have 2 teenager kids, and I was reading the Bloomberg about the news coming out of China, whereas in New York, everything was still booming. S&P was all-time high, and I was like, okay, no way. I'm going to continue to do this sitting in my office on 37th floor. So I retired from investment banking. And then after a while, I started this project together with my wonderful co-founder, Rachel, about Alex.
Wonderful. Well, talk to us about Alex. Alex is a very exciting product and company in the Stacks and Bitcoin ecosystem, ALEX, for those who may not have heard of it. You're focused on the decentralized finance space. Give us a little overview of Alex and your vision for this distributed and decentralized world we're moving into.
Sure. So Alex stands for Automated Liquidity EXchange, but interesting enough, it's also the name of Rachel's son. And I came up with this name 3 o'clock in the morning. So I always have my best idea 3 o'clock in the morning if people haven't followed me on Twitter, because Rachel always complains. She said that, oh, you wrote a book, so you have your legacy. What legacy am I going to leave Alex? I said, okay, let's make the Alex token. So what Alex is, our vision is that it is the first one-stop shop DeFi service platform on Bitcoin via Stacks. So you will be able to launch your new project, lend borrow in fixed rate, fixed term, Stacks, and yield fund. And really our goal is to help people to bring their Bitcoin to life. So that's what I always like to say. But what does really mean bring your Bitcoin to life, right? So instead of the Bitcoin sitting like a rock in a wallet, we wanted to engage the world. We want your Bitcoin to engage the world and to grow and help create a new financial paradigm. But it's really, beyond like the new financial world, I really believe about DeFi is that it really can reinvent the culture. Why? Because culture is a connection to the community. And that's how community organizes themselves and how they transfer value as well. So we believe that Alex provides the financial infrastructure that's needed to realize Web3, right? So we are helping to build the financial bridges we needed to get there. And, so that's why I think Rachel and I, we see a DeFi much more than, open, transparent, horizontal financial world. But it's really where people, they can control their own data, their own value, and where they can really be connected by the thing that give us meanings in life, rather than just limited by time and space. And I have to shout out that I learned all this from our wonderful advisor, Rolf Hofer, who is really a master of universal tokenomics. So that's our vision about Alex. Is a open source DeFi, but is a vehicle to connect and communities that the culture will be changed.
That's wonderful. And you mentioned the word communities, and I want to bring that towards the technology that you're building on, as there's something big we're going to talk about here in a moment. But communities, why did you choose Stacks and Bitcoin to build on? As there are so many communities, there are so many layer ones or side chains out there to be building on. And for your technical stack, you looked at the Stacks community and the Bitcoin community. Tell us a little bit more what went into that decision.
Yeah, sure. And I also want to tell you the little story of, so we actually, originally we were approached to launch in a different chain on Ethereum. And then I called my good friend, JP Singh, who is a board member of the Stacks Foundation. I said, JP, we are going to launch in this chain. He said, no, you're going to come to launch on us. I said, what is us? So he told me about Stacks, and he introduced us to Munib. So we had a meeting with Munib, and we were just completely mesmerized by his vision, starting with don't be evil to can't be evil. And that's really the value Rachel and I share. So we have been our entire life in finance on Wall Street. During my Wall Street time, I spoke to, if not hundreds, pension funds, thousands of hedge funds, major institutions that you just name it, right? And I know that there are two most important things for DeFi that to truly reach its full potential. Number one is security, and number two is transparency, right? So when it comes to security, absolutely nothing else can compare to the Bitcoin network, Satoshi and the invention of blockchain, right? It will be seen historically to be as important as the creation of writing system. I really truly believe in that, right? Now, proof of work is more secure than proof of stake. So of course, there's nearly 1 trillion market cap of Bitcoin. So if you are moving institutional volume of money, security is paramount, and Bitcoin is really the obvious answer for us. And Stacks, obviously being the layer 1 to Bitcoin, is smart contract on Bitcoin. And speaking to me early on, it made sense to us looking ahead to build this DeFi on Stacks. And second is about the transparency. So we talk about the security, right? Second is about the transparency. What's amazing about DeFi is that the protocols are transparent and open to everyone to examine, right? However, you know this better than me. You were the one who told me that there are differences of layers, of chains, right? So Stack is coded in clarity, and this is a predictable language. Developers know everything about how the program will execute before they can even have to run it. By the way, audience, this is really what Kyle had told me last time when we had our mentor-mentee session. So, Ethereum uses Solidity. Solidity is not a predictable language. Developers cannot know certain how the program will execute until it runs. So nothing less than total, I would call it predictable transparency is acceptable for the DeFi platform that will help to realize Web3. So this is why we chose Stacks. We chose to build Alex on Stacks.
I love it. And, switching gears real quick to some big announcements you have, and then I want to come back to DeFi, but you and the team have something very exciting, only days away as we are recording this today, here on October 7th. You've got something very exciting coming up. Tell us what is coming in the next couple of days and what it means for Alex and those who are looking to start using.
Right, so we are going to start our testnet on October 10th. We already sent out our invitation via Twitters, and it's just so exciting that within 48 hours, we had already more than 2.7K people signed up, and they are all in our Discord community. And as I was just talking to you, this is real, right? People, I think our community has this desire. They want to have a DeFi where they can do beautiful things. They can lend, borrow in fixed rate, fixed term. They can yield farm, and they can launch their project. So we are creating this space, the community space for people, and we want you to come to join us to test. Now, bear in mind, it's testnet, so lots can go wrong. But that's the purpose of testnet, right? So it's almost like we build a community space of DeFi, and we are very bare. We have only a few functionality that you can play with. So come, bring your table, bring your chair, bring your music, bring your paintings. Come to help us make this DeFi community, Alex, yours. And we will run the testnet gradually, just because we didn't expect so many people, 2.7K people signed up within 48 hours. Yeah. So yeah, so we're going to test gradually. First will be 100, 200 people, and then gradually we will roll out till we launch the mainnet, which is the end of November. And our beautiful cohorts, they donated lots of goodie stuff, goodie bags for our testnet participants. We have, for example, Open RSOs donated early. We have a Moonray donated their pre-sale ticket. So that's a phase 1, and phase 2 layer is going to donate some really fantastic NFTs to us as well. So it's going to be, I would say, it's going to be a very exciting community activities for all of us. And I would love to see you there. Help us to build a true one-stop DeFi, which is called Alex, on Bitcoin via Stacks.
I love it. I can't wait to be there. I'm excited. I secretly did sign up, but not so secret anymore since we're talking about it here. I'm excited to be a part of that.
You signed up very early on. I saw you on Discord. I was like, grabbing you, come.
I was in there. As soon as I saw the announcement, I jumped in. It's been a blast. For those who haven't joined Discord, I highly recommend it. The Alex team, Chiente and her team, have done a fabulous job. There's tons of information around the DeFi space, around Alex, around Stacks, Bitcoin, everything you can imagine. It is nonstop action in this Discord. I will selfishly throw that out there for her and the team because I love it. It is a daily news source for me and sense of entertainment as well, just being a part of it. So thank you very much. And Chiente, one more big question before we wrap up here. Your thoughts on the current state of decentralized finance and where things go from here in the next few years ahead. This last year, 2021, has been a wild ride for decentralized finance, but where do we go from here in your opinion?
Right. I mean, as you know, crypto moves so fast, right? 1 month in crypto is 1 year in the real world. And DeFi move even faster. I would say 1 day in DeFi is 1 year in traditional finance. So from where I sit, I think DeFi is going to move so fast that the advancement of superior technological solution is inevitable. Right. So I'm so bullish in this sector, not only just because our team, we have so many really fantastic first-class people come to join us, but also if you look at the sector, the human capital in this particular sector, I think that's the best predictor for a sector's growth or not. So that's number one. But obviously, it's not everything rosy, right? I think the biggest concern is not the technology, it's not the human capital, but it's a regulatory action by the world government, right? With an interest in preventing the status quo and maintain their centralized power. Now, the world is heterogeneous. Some governments are more pro, some governments are con. So we will see. In the sense that regulation is not always bad, but we as a DeFi community, we need to work with people. If we want to be mainstream, we need to work with people.
Absolutely.
That's my very humble view.
Absolutely. We need to be a community. We need to be supportive of each other, and we all need to be participants in your Discord. With that being said, Chiente, give a shout out as to where everyone can find you, Alex, the Discord, and sign up for future applications into Testnet as well.
Sure. So we are on Twitter, as you know, AlexGoBTC, and our website is alexgo.io. And in there, you can find all the information about the sign up, the testnet, white papers. And again, I would like to shout out to the team, my beautiful team. Together, the financial quants have 70 years of experience. We bring in innovation, right? For example, the collateral rebalancing that without any liquidation risk. So have a look there. That's where you can find us. And can I have a shout out to you as well? Is it allowed?
It's our podcast, so you can do whatever, and that's very kind of you. Thank you.
I just want to say that we know Kyle through the accelerator program, and you have been mentoring to Alex nonstop. We have had, now you're busier, we have had unlimited access to you. and we really grow because of your mentorship. And now we graduated, so you are going to be our, what did we say before? You are going to be our dearest friend on our Discord channel.
I thank you. I'm so honored. It's been an absolute wild ride and fun thus far, and can't wait to see these next steps. I mean, we got Testnet in a few days. You and the team have done an amazing job building up to that. We're coming out of this here in the next few days to see how things progress. Mainnet in a few more weeks after that, and so much more. Chiente, thank you so much. Such a pleasure breaking this down today with you. To the audience, if you haven't done so already, by the end of this episode, go check out and connect with the team on all social media platforms. Sign up for Discord. Also check out their website. Follow them everywhere. They are a company to pay attention to, and a team as well. With that, we'll be back here soon with more breaking down the Stacks ecosystem, decentralized finance, dApps, you name it. We're talking about it in Web3. I'm your host, Kyle LeConte. Check it out on Alex as well. Everyone, have a great day.